Howdy, howdy. Boing, 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 boing. Yeah. Okay. So we were having some issues, looks like. So I'm going to walk you through how to do stuff in Pivot with your computer. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and preview this week's assignment. That first part was a cool little video. There was nothing for me to do. I could watch it or not. And in my data collection, I have a video there. Cool. Actually, that's just an image showing you exactly what it should look like. Here's the actual video. It's already selected for you. I gave you instructions. So it says drag the ruler out and then rotate it. Well, some of you are telling me that it's hard to do that with a touchpad on your Chromebooks. So here's a way to get around it. Click on the ruler. Sure, move it around as best you can. And if it's really hard to rotate, you're like, ah! And then you're like, ah! And you're like, whoa! And you're like frustrated and you throw your computer across the room. No, don't do that. What you can do, however, is use keystrokes. So right over here in the top left is a little eye, and it shows you right there, I can rotate with Q and E, and I can also use the WASD. So those of you who are familiar with cool stuff like games on keyboards and stuff like that, those are familiar. So I'm going to use Q, and I can move that. In fact, I could probably do it at the same time. What? I can rotate and move at the same time. I am nuts. Okay. So if you don't have access to a mouse, definitely use the Q key and stuff like that. Now, if you can't get it quite, like this is not exactly there, you can always adjust it slightly. That's, again, you can always click on that and then move your finger way away so you get fine-tuned things. If I move it too close, I move a little bit, and it's like way off. All right, I'm just going to move 1 centimeter, and the freaking thing goes crazy. All right, so if I move click and move my finger far away, then I can have a little more fine-tune. I can still move 1 centimeter, but now you can see it's not wiggling as much. And I basically want to line it up so that my ruler looks like it's sitting right on top of that thing. But if you're close enough, it shouldn't matter, and you should get something that's decent. And then you line up this with something that you want to track. I'm going to use the front of that dry ice puck, and I'm going to use the bottom edge. I'm going to line it up as best I can. Right there, and I just have to use the same point. So remember, I'm going to look at the base and the point where the hockey puck is. So that's something that was kind of cool. And then other people were getting confused because you scrolled down and forgot to read. The next part is we just did this. Now we need to set the time to 0 right when the scissor cuts the string. That is not at the beginning moment. We can see that it stays there for a while before it is actually cut. So some people started collecting data here. That's not part of our motion. We don't care about when it's up at the top of the ramp and just sitting there. So you got a flat part of your graph in the very beginning. Of course you did. Now, I think people were confused because it says frame 0, time 0. But this scrubber right here says it's not on frame 0 of the actual video. It's on a later frame. What frame? Oh, it said 42. Right there. Okay. Sorry if I sound a little upset, but people aren't reading. Okay, so click on that. Oh, it looks the same. Start here. No, it doesn't look the same yet. You got to scroll ahead until you get to the point where the puck starts to move. Now, some of you did that. Thank you. Some of you didn't. Here you are, frame 42. If I go back to frame 41, the string is there. If I go to frame 42, the string is not there. So I would say that's the beginning of my motion. Reset my time. Reset my time. And now I can start taking data to the nearest centimeter, and you know how to do that. So it's already laid out for you. Every 12 frames is a different thing. All right, cool beans. That come up here, and then you should be able to do the analysis and so on. All right, there you go.